What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video here on Pig City Hockey. This is going to be recap reactions for game 68 out of 82 for the Jets 2022-2023 season. So yeah, welcome back to recap reactions. Didn't cover the last game. Apologies. Was very busy. Very busy that day with some personal stuff going on. Basically, from 10 o'clock until 10 at night, just out of the house, very busy dealing with things. And yeah, so didn't have time to record it all, and you know, kind of glad that I didn't record, because where I was at the end of that Florida game, the Florida Panthers game, when we lost, or won, I should say, actually. It felt like a loss, even though we got those 2 points. I was not happy with the way the Winnipeg Jets are playing. I was not happy with the course that they were on right now, and I needed to see some change. And what do you know? They go on a back-to-back to play Tampa Bay Lightning. Connor Hellebuyck plays both games like I said he would, and he steals 4 points in back-to-back games for the Winnipeg Jets there. They get the win in Tampa Bay, and it is a huge game. A game that I did not expect them to win at all, but Connor Hellebuyck is absolutely gassed. But you needed him to play tonight, because this is exactly what I was talking about at the end of that Florida game, why I was so angry, because if the Jets want to win, help Hellebuyck out, plain as day, and they haven't been able to do that. Tonight, David Rittich comes in because Hellebuyck, like I said, absolutely gassed after facing over about 100 shots in 2 days. My God. Especially against those two teams, the caliber of shots that he was facing. Whew. But nonetheless, though, I digress. Carolina, Tuesday night, David Rittich gets the start, and David Rittich would get the loss because the Jets would lose this game 5-3. And they could have won this game. And I actually genuinely believe that the Jets win this game if Connor Hellebuyck is in net. The problem was, we didn't have Connor Hellebuyck in net. Plain as day. If the Jets would have played better as a team on those two games that they somehow won in Florida, Hellebuyck might have been able to start this game, should have started this game, and they could have potentially picked up the 6 points in 4 days, which would have been crucial with this run that they're on right now, in this East Coast road trip against the opponents that they're on, because I didn't expect them to win any of these points. They lose tonight, but they already have 4. They play Boston on Thursday. Actually, it might even be tomorrow. I'm not even sure. I need to look that up real quick. I do not know when they play Boston. That actually has me scared now, because if we play Boston tomorrow, oh my God. Okay, we play them on Thursday. That would be, there we go. We're good. So Thursday, we play Boston. Let's talk about tonight, because the Jets played an okay game. It was 1-0 Carolina at the end of that first period, but I liked that first period. I thought it was good. I thought it was back and forth. I thought the Jets played a pretty good team game. I didn't think they were an amazing team. I didn't think they were that much improved, but this was still a team that could have won this game. Then, second period starts up. You get a very good, smart heads-up play from Dylan DeMello that hears no whistle being blown. So what does he do? Jumps on that opportunity, brushes up with the puck, and gives a heads-up play, snipes a goal. His 4th of the season. He is very close to tying his career high, which I would love to see. But nonetheless, though, Dylan DeMello opens the scoring for the Jets. It's a 1-1 hockey game, and things are looking okay. Things are looking okay. Then David Rittich happens. Lets in 2 goals, 2 bad goals with some bad turnovers in there as well. Neil Pionk tonight, ladies and gentlemen, was disgusting. I believe at this point this was in the second period, and he'd already had 7 D-zone turnovers. 7 D-zone turnovers by the second period by that goal that was scored. By the Kotkaniemi goal, I believe that was, 7. Just disgusting stuff from Neil Pionk tonight, as well as a lot of the Jets, because they haven't been good. But the thing is that Rittich sucked tonight. Like he did. David Rittich cost the Jets this game. Yeah, Pionk made some dumb plays, blah, blah, blah. I think that if David Rittich is not in this game, the Jets have a legit chance at winning. David Rittich cost them this game tonight. And that is the biggest problem and the biggest takeaway from this game, is that the Jets continue to play like shit. They played like shit in front of a bad goaltender. Let's be real. David Rittich seems to be a great guy. No complaints with him. Love his laugh. Seems like a great character. But he hasn't been that good this season. He really hasn't. Big Save Dave is a great nickname, but it's not a really accurate nickname. The Jets just didn't step up tonight, like we've seen on this entire road trip. But somehow, by the grace of the gods, Connor Hellebuyck was drafted by the Winnipeg Jets, and he stole 2 wins for them in the last 2 games. I'm still very concerned about this team. Yeah, I'm happy that they got those 2 points in Florida. At the end of the day, their 2 points, they were huge for keeping the Jets in the standings. But you look at tonight's game, and you just can't feel like, the whole time I'm watching it, I'm not even on the edge of my seat. I just feel like because Riddick's in net, I didn't feel like they had a legit chance to jump into this game. Even when Nikolai Ehlers comes in and ties it in the third period. The third period is really where this game opens up, because it's a it's a 3-4. It's 3-2 once Ehlers scores, and they've got so much time. They got 15 minutes to tie things up. But what do you know? Jack Drury gets his first of the season. Again, bad goaltending, bad turnovers. And also, I gotta say, shout out to Wheeler on that pass to Nikolai Ehlers on that goal, because that was vintage Blake Wheeler. My God, like that Blake Wheeler up there, Captain Blake Wheeler, way in the corner there, the aviator jersey. That was what we saw tonight. The OG Blake Wheeler on that pass, and that was great. Even though he still took some terrible penalties, and was the modern Blake Wheeler. It was nice to at least have some entertainment value in that play and that pass. But just, again, bad goaltending. You see where I'm going with this? Nikolai Ehlers makes it 3-2. So much time left in the 15 minutes left, and you have the momentum. Boom. 5 minutes later, not even 4 minutes later, they got a 2-goal lead again. But then Nino Niederreiter, guys. Nino Niederreiter, with 5 minutes left, bang, his 22nd. How good has he been? Has he been since being acquired? Same with Vlad and Nemestikov. Stay tuned. Turn on notifications for tomorrow's video. It's going to be just about those two, because even though I am disgusted lately with the way that this team is playing, those two guys cannot do anything wrong right now, and I find it absolutely hilarious that Nino Niederreiter and Vlad Nemestikov are just going off right now, and they're looking like under potentially some of the best moves made at the trade deadline by any GM when you look at the value given for what you've got already, and the Jets are failing right now with them. It's so ironic that we all thought that that wasn't enough, and they've been absolutely stellar, but the team itself cannot just get out of this rut, cannot finally find a way to play effective hockey, and we get losses like tonight. You get losses because of bad turnovers, bad goaltending, and just bad consistency. Like, there no consistency. What am I saying? Bad consistency. There was no consistency tonight. It was all over the place, because you get some good rushes, you get some good D-zone entries, then you collapse a little bit on the defensive end, D-zone turnovers, and then David Riddick can't bail you out. Games like this just suck. And also, shout out to Brendan Dillon for setting a career high in assists tonight with 18th of the season. I think he's got, 22 points is his career high for him. He had back in the Sharks in 2017-18 and 18-19. So if he can get to 22 points for him, there you go, new career high. So maybe that'll be good for moving him out next year, because he'll have a year left. Maybe some teams will see some value in that. I'm okay with that. I didn't even realize he was having a career year. That's kind of hilarious, because I haven't really liked Brendan Dillon this year this much. But I digress. Tonight just sucks. They really could have had this game. Like, they needed this game. This was the one game that I thought they could win, should win on this road trip. Didn't think they had the Florida matchups. I did not have those. I do not have the Boston game. This was the one game that I thought if they have a chance to get some points in, they have to win the Hurricane game. This was a must win on this road trip, because it is the easier out of the 4 opponents on this beast road trip, and they absolutely buckle. They just no consistency and bad goaltending. And again, this is what happens when you fail your all-star goaltender. He has to bail you out back-to-back nights, and then when you need him in a game like this, you get your shitty backup goaltender, and you get what you get. Get what you paid for, basically, if you're Kevin Cheveldayoff playing league min for David Riddick in the offseason. But what can I do? I'm just a fan, and so are you. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below and what you think the Jets need to do to snap this rut. I know that they were on a 2-game winning streak, but the team itself is just not playing good hockey lately, and something needs to change. They were lucky as hell to get those 4 points in Florida. They're looking at a tough matchup, the toughest matchup that you could arguably have this year in Boston on Thursday. And again, this is a game you had to win in Carolina tonight. You didn't. Boston, you got to force OT. You got to get these points. I know Calgary, we're getting, Calgary's, still struggling a little bit, and we're having those games in hand on them, but I don't trust the Jets right now with the way they're playing. Look at when we went into the playoffs, even when we won in the COVID year against Montreal, right? Look at the slide we were on. We lost 7 games in a row going into the playoffs that year. If that happens again, and Calgary's still that close, that's it. Like, we got to be careful right now, and the Jets have to play better team hockey, and you got to win games like this. So I'm happy that they got those 2 points, even though I was still angry at the performance like I am now, but they got to play better. Like, they got to improve. They're so close You've got such good play from these new additions to the team. Find a way to get some motivation. Nikolai Ehlers looked great tonight. Find a way to capitalize off that and get the win on Thursday, please. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. As always, if this is your first time checking out a video here on Pig City Hockey, definitely drop a like and subscribe. Stay up to date with all things Winnipeg Jets. Turn on notifications if you haven't already as well. Yeah, and stay tuned for tomorrow's video on Vlad Nemeskov and Nino Niederreiter, talking about how they are sneakily the best additions that Chevy has arguably potentially ever made so far when you look at what he's given up. So stay tuned for that. I'll be talking about that tomorrow. Peace, love, and positivity. As always, have a great rest of your night. Go Jets, go! And I will see you guys in the next one.